Y is the murderer. October 18th, 10 a.m. District Court courtroom number 4. I'm going to drink some water. Okay. Oh, we're already into it. Edgeworth himself. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. The prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October the 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well. I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Only prosecution can call witnesses. Very well. I call a most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand, who I need to remind is still up for evaluation. Oh, he's got a straw behind his ear! Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir, I'll explain with the guide map here. I didn't realize that was, like, part of him. I know, this is our second full case with him. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studios, see? This here is the employee area. The actors did a run-through of their action sequences during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station, there was a gate, see? Past that of the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now, on to the day of the murder, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. Oh yeah, and the entire film crew. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then, after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now, jump ahead to later that day, at 5 p.m., the production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was the murder weapon. That's right, we're gonna use the official name. That's the case, in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to that whole thing again? He called me mentally challenged. Okay. So he's just recounting it. This isn't... I can't press this. Which I think is fair. Nothing here is, like... There's nothing, like, accusatory or speculative here. This is the facts of the case. See, Gumshoe's a good detective. He just jumped the gun on the last case. He got heated. And he was being fed false evidence. Okay. Nope, we're good. I think I can probably remember that. So the murder weapon was a spear? How medieval. This spear was found stuck in the chest of the victim. Added to court record. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call this security officer to the stand. Oh yeah, the music. Will the witness declare her name? It's Old Bag! Why is the judge taking instruction from the prosecution mistrial? No, that's just how it works in this universe. The judge is just someone that has to be persuaded. Technically speaking, in most courts in the world, you would probably have, like, either a panel, a tribunal, or a jury determining guilt. But in Ace Attorney, everything is decided by the judge. Oh my, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please. Why does he keep calling people who just won't say their name? Oh, dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Your name, please! Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witnesses to say their names. Wendy Oldbag, dearie. Yes, my name is in fact Oldbag. That wasn't just prejudice. That was in fact the name. So just call me Grandma. When I was young, I was Oldbag. When I was this name, dearie, I was sure children would believe it. I was a captain of the chess club at junior high. He called me an Oldbag, and I just cried. And... Objection! Objection! I object to the witness's talkativeness. I object. I'm Miles Edgeworth. I object. I love Edgeworth. I'm so excited for his games. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I was just getting to the good part, dearie. Perhaps we can get to the testimony. Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? Yes, see, I was. And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you. You know your stuff, dearie. Please don't call me dearie. You may begin your testimony. She sure is one hell of an old bag. Witness's account. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through there since this morning. I had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 p.m. when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5 p.m. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me, because a certain man walked by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers. That man right there, and he was heading toward the studio. You saw the defendant, then? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Okay. So, before I just before I present evidence here, I want to know what errands she was running. What kind of errands? Oh, well, you know, old bag stuff. Answer the question. Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers. Observing, you know. Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station? Whippersnapper, I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job. I'm not sure your boss would see it that way. Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs, always. Never missed one in all my years. Wow, I want to see a Steel Samurai run-through too. You could quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty. Not a bad idea. Anyway, it was 1 p.m. when I got to the guard station. Okay, so that's not meaningful. Now, the murder happened at 2:30 p.m. Interesting because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers. Alright, I'm gonna press that. So you saw Mr. Powers. That's what I said! Got wax in your ears, Sonny? Nick, this is your chance. Yeah, time to pull out the secret weapon. I'll say it again, it was him! It was Powers. Okay. Oops. Present. Objection! Let me get this straight, old bag. Ms. Old Bag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. I haven't seen the evidence at all. Justice is blind. What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo-Old Tokyo, Your Honor. Surely you would know. Ms. Oldbag. Also, Potato, I agree. This music is such a bop. This is my favorite, like, of all the tracks. Is this the Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course. Didn't your mama teach you any sense, Sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right? No, they can't. Well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai on the hit TV show Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai.
I know that. I wasn't born yesterday.
No one in this court is accusing you of that, Ms. Witness. He's having trouble calling her old bag, apparently. However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you?
Oh, nosy old man. Nosy old judge. Judging me from your judge stand. Of course I have proof.
What? Huh? Even Edgeworth is surprised. The prosecution would like to ask the witness, please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time.
How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should all be ashamed, all of you, you young whippersnappers, back in my day. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me, this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look.
Wow. Even old Windbag has left even Wow. Old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. Which means that Gumshoe might have the first photo. Interesting. Let's hear about your proof then. The man in the photo.
I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. I think he's gonna get fired for it. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his leg, see? Clear as day. That's how I know it was Powers, see? Happy?
Okay, I want to look at that in full screen. He's not limping. Those pants are just too big for him. I think. So he had sprained his ankle. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. She's got to be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. Alright, what are we pressing here? I never say anything I don't mean. That morning during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Hold it. Was Mr. Powers' ankle badly sprained?
Not so bad that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch.
Thus the nap.
Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked.
Dragging his foot. Okay. You can see he's dragging his leg, clear as day. Hold it. Are you absolutely sure? Let's take a look at that picture again. So he was walking strangely because he was injured. No, you're letting yourself be led. It does look like he was dragging his foot.
See? And you didn't trust me, whippersnapper.
That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? Okay. So... Hold it. Trip and fall.
Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh.
So Powers
sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course.
You helped make it better? Did you kiss his boo-boo?
I kissed it where it hurt. Oh no, I was joking. Oh no, I was joking.
Let's skip over that part, shall we? Where was the assistant then?
Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle.
You may continue your testimony. He broke one of the props. What prop? He broke a prop.
Sure did. His own samurai spear.
His samurai spear? The murder weapon?
Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it.
This strikes me as a significant detail. I'd better write this down in the court record. Breaking the shaft has been mended with duct tape. Apparently he sprained his ankle pretty bad. I think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there is one thing that bothers me. Which is? Where is the Steel Samurai costume now? Hmm. Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the steel samurai, yes. Who holds a paper between two fingers? Edgeworth, you live life on the edge, my man. That is a weird way to hold a piece of paper. Like, maybe he's pinching with his thumb, but that's such a creased angle that it'd be hard to read. And it is clear that the person in the steel samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that's right. You sure you're sure, Your Honor? Object. Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the steel samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also. I've learned since last month, rather. Then allow me to remove any doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please?
No need to ask twice. You see, an old bag always testimonies twice. The time of poor Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them.
So if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be the steel samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Okay. So, time of the murder was true. The only person you saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. Can I... Okay. No one else went there. How do you know? What about before you got to the guard station?
You mean before 1 p.m.? Why, everyone was in the employee area before then. And I locked the main gate, so no one could get in. Not to mention...
If they had, I would have seen them. No one else went there. The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. If they had, I would have seen them. Except you wouldn't have. Are you sure? The witness has answered the question. Anyone going into the studio has to pass by the witness.
That's right, Sonny. You let him have it, edgy boy.
Edgy boy. Old Windbag sure has balls, or well, you know what I mean. Wow, 2001 was a different era for games. Old Windbags have a way of skipping over important details, for that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps. Can we not be, like, sexist? Okay. The only person you saw. So I think it's time to present this photo. Because... there's another photo. Hold on. Look at this photograph. No. Wait. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct?
Yes, sirree, Sonny.
So, whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture.
And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground.
Right. Anyway, it's also true that the computer in the guard station also records all security cam data.
Oh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening.
That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are printed the words, October the 15th, 2 p.m. Photo number 2.
Even I know that means it was taken at 2 p.m. on October 15th. Really, Sonny?
Actually, I knew that too. I'm capable of reading. Rare in an attorney. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says, photo number 2. Mambo number 5.
Photo number 2?
The computer only held the data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it really was the only photo? Pot of Greed? What does that do? It allows me to draw 2 additional cards on my turn. You would know that, Yuki boy, if you paid attention to the last 15 times you played it. Okay. Mumble, 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 mumble. Order, order. Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. My grandfather's attorney has no weaknesses. No. You see, what you really say is, my grandfather's attorney has no losing evidence. Or what? It's like, my grandfather's deck has no losing cards, right? So it's my... Yeah. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not 1, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there is only data for 1 of the photos. Also, this doesn't really answer the question of how he got to the studio. Oh wait, no, I guess he went before lunch, didn't he? Who could have erased the data for the other photo? In this unsecured PC in a public area. Only someone with access. The security lady herself.
You watch your mouth, young whipsnapper! The only person I saw that day was Will Powers!
But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by.
Well, yes, that's what it would seem to mean.
Can the witness explain this to the court?
I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Angie boy, help!
Huh? Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either.
Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper too. All of you, whippersnappers! Whippersnapper.
Something the matter in this old bag.
Ah, that's right. I just remembered something.
Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than the Steel Samurai. And we're going to let you amend your testimony.
Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way.
What do you mean, suppose? I see. Your testimony, please. The other person.
Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded in the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see?
Which is fair. You only get limited data, and this was 2001? An era where a 256 megabyte flash drive was, like, incredible.
Come to think of it now, I remember throwing out one photo that day.
Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this.
Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just remembered it.
Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination. Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. It is a turnabout story, after all. The other person. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I throw out any that aren't suspicious looking. Hold it. How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious looking?
Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces, for the most part.
For the most part? This is a murder trial, Ms. Oldbag.
Well, I didn't touch that suspicious-looking Will Powers photo, did I?
I think she's missing the point. Remember throwing out one photo that day? Okay, so I guess I need to just... Okay, what do you remember about it? What was it? Well, who in the heck was in that photo you erased?
A fanboy.
Fanboy?
Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks, if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. One was there that day.
Wait a second. Didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words.
Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes into the employee area. I totally tell people about this so they can get their rocks off. The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside, and well, that's where they come in.
They come in through the drain?
I told you they were freaks. Oh, and they're kids. Children. Whippersnappers.
Kids. So, on the photo that you erased,
It was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade.
what? I love the gowl. Order! Order! Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was the Steel Samurai, dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about 2nd or 3rd grade.
Oh, yes, we see his type there every day. Can't stop him. Can't catch him. Nope, it's not possible. I'm just a security guard. I can't keep people out or catch them.
A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade. Elementary, even. I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear. Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy.
Right, as I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data.
Well, it's simple, Your Honor. I didn't get paid enough for that shit. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And no forgetting vital information this time.